Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine, and we're going to start a new week off right now. I hope you're having a good morning so far, and my goals are to give you good full body workouts that you can do in your home with little to no equipment, small spaces, and a safe workout for you to do. I'm giving you upper body, lower body, core balance, and things that you can do safely in your home without worry of hurting yourself. I'm always going to give you lots of corrections or substitutions that you can use if you're having any pain or if you don't have a certain piece of equipment, things like that. So follow along. If you do have any questions or if I haven't clarified something, please comment or send me a private message so that I can help you so that you don't hurt yourself. Okay, we're going to start with a lat pull down. Sometimes it's hard to find a really high surface to loop a band around in your home. So I've looped mine through the top of a door here, and I'm going to sit down on the ground. If you have a hard time getting up and down off the ground, you could wrap the band around a few times so you have a shorter band to work with, and then sit on a chair or sit on a ball, things like that. Importantly here, you want to keep your shoulders down away from your ears, and we're going to pull down and back. So thinking about those shoulder blades on your back moving down and squeezing towards each other. Now we want to breathe both directions. Ideally, take a breath before you start and then breathe out as you pull down. But if you have a hard time coordinating it, it doesn't really matter which way you breathe, as long as you're not holding your breath. All right, two more. Squeezing those shoulder blades and breathing. All right. Let that go nice and slowly. You want to control that in both directions. Okay, next we're going to do sit to stands. So this is one of my favorite exercises because it's about the perfect squat. So when you sit down in a chair, your goal is not to plop. You want to sit down controlled and then stand up without your hands. So we're going to do that nice and slowly. Now, if you have knee pain with this, you can stagger your feet. So put one foot in front of the other. Generally, the foot that's in front may be the one that has more knee pain, but you can switch it and try it both directions. Try to keep your body weight going straight up. If you do have a lot of trouble, you may need to lean forward a little bit and then tilt up. If you can't do this without your hands, it's okay to push to begin with. Things that can make this easier, like I said, staggering your feet, sitting up on the edge of your chair. So if you're sitting way back, it's hard to transfer my weight that's back here all the way to my feet. It can be done, but it's definitely harder. So if your center of your gravity, like right now, it's, where I'm sitting, is closer to your feet, you're going to have an easier time standing straight up. So if you're sitting in a chair that you've had a hard time getting out of, scoot to the edge, scoot to the front. Okay, now the slower you can do those, the better, and that's something you can practice anywhere, anytime. Okay, now we're going to lower down to the floor and do some mountain climbers. So we're going to start in a plank. Get my dumbbell out of the way here. I've got that for another exercise. Okay, we're going to start in a plank. And the goal is to keep this nice solid plank and drive your knee towards your chin, towards the middle of your hands. Now, if this is too much, you can do it up on a bench like this. So use that same chair you were just using. And the same position, your hands are directly beneath your shoulders, and you're driving those knees forward. This takes quite a bit of the difficulty out of it. So if you try that, and it doesn't seem really very hard at all, I would rather have you try maybe a fewer amount on the ground, so maybe 3 on each side to begin with, working your way up to 10 on each side. Trying to hold a nice, steady back. Pretend you're holding a teacup on your back so that you're not rocking back and forth. You want to stay nice and steady. Okay, now going to grab this weight here. Move my camera up just a little. We're going to do a little balance and a little hamstring work here. So we're going to do a hip hinge. Still need to raise it, sorry. A hip hinge. So this is really a great exercise for your glutes and your hamstrings. So, and like I said, balance. So if you know that you're challenged standing on one foot for balance, do this next to a sturdy railing or a kitchen countertop, things like that. I'm going to add a little bit of weight, and we're just going to keep this weight nice and close to our body. The goal is here, we're going to hinge at the hip like this. So notice that my back stays flat. I'm going to just start by lowering this down. I'm not bringing it out here. I'm just keeping it close to my body. Like I'm going to lean down and set up, kind of like a golfer's pickup, right? Like when you lean forward like this and you get your tee, or you pick your ball up out of the cup. So I'm not going very far to start. Now my hamstrings are really taking over here. I'm going to switch sides so you can see the difference here. I'm hinging just at my hips. So notice my back is staying tall. Everything is nice and tight and strong versus this. I don't ever want to do that. Don't bend your shoulders, because as soon as you do that, your low back kind of starts taking all of it. And I don't want your low back to take any of this. This should not hurt your low back. Your hamstrings should be taking this, and your glutes. So this is a big balance one. If you can't, many times people can do it a little better on one side versus the other. So I'm just going back and forth to demonstrate that I am just tipping at the hips, as I say. So tip at the hips. Everything is staying straight here. I'm just tipping right here, not here. That will put a lot of pressure on your back and you'll have pain even if you don't have back pain. So nice and tall. Just start here in a nice small range of motion. If you're doing these and you know you can go further, go ahead and do that. So if you can, go a little further. And now my goal too is to keep my leg that's going back in line with my body. So I am going down only as far as my leg. So I'm kind of a pendulum here, right? I'm just tipping. My body isn't going to go here and my leg here. I want to keep everything in line. Tipping. There we go, good. So you can use anything here. You can use a playground ball, you can use a weight, you can use a kettlebell, lots of different things you can use. The heavier the weight, the harder this is going to be. So if you're just using a dumbbell, just hang on to the sides of it. I just want kind of a nice, kind of a balance. You know, this is pulling you down and your leg is coming up to stay in line with the rest of that body. Okay, great. Good balance, good hips, and great hamstring workout here. Okay, we're going to go back over to the band area that I have set up over here. And we're going to do wood choppers. So if you know what I'm talking about, go ahead and start doing those. I need to switch around my bands a little bit here. Pardon the loud noises. Okay. So I've got a lighter band than I used for the lat pull because it's actually doubled up here. So I'm going to do a wood chopper. So pretend your axe is way up high. You're going to bring it down to that opposite knee. So we've got some torso, just a little bit of twist, not really that much. Your arms are pulling across and you're doing a little bit of a squat here. So you're pulling it from high to low across to your knee. Try to keep your shoulders down away from your ears, even though your arms are going up. You don't want to go up like this. You want to keep those shoulders down. Keep breathing. All right, now we're just going to turn around to get the other side. So you can adjust your hands to see, so they're comfortable, but you're hanging onto one handle with both hands. Now, if you only have like an exercise band here with no handles, you can just kind of double it up and wrap it around your hands. Sometimes using a towel to hang on to the band can feel a little bit better. Keep breathing. And you really want to keep that core tight throughout this. This is a good core, arm, a little bit of legs. It's a good full body workout here. And one more. Okay, good. Wood choppers. Okay, we're going to end on the floor here with a Russian twist. Now, you can use that same dumbbell you were using for the hip hinge, or you can use a pillow or a little playground ball, a little bit of a weight or no weight. So we're going to sit with your feet out like this. So your knees are bent, but my heels are on the ground. So I'm not all the way up like this. My heels are on the ground. So I've kind of got a relaxed motion here. Now I'm just going to lean back here, and I'm going to take that ball or that weight or maybe a gallon jug of water or something back and forth, side to side. Now, one thing you can do is if this is bothering your low back or your sacrum, like you really can't keep that nice, strong, straight torso, you can grab a small towel and roll it up and put it right there, and that gives your sacrum just a little bit of support. Or like a small, really soft medicine ball, or even a really soft ball like this. So we're gonna go back and forth 10 times. 7, 8, try to put it all the way down on the ground. 9, and 10, and 10. Good. So like I said, you can use either nothing, or just like, this is just a light playground ball, or that dumbbell that we used earlier, all the way up to a kettlebell, different things. Medicine balls are great for that, to give you just a little bit more resistance. Okay, now do some more cardio, repeat through these 2 or 3 more times, and make sure you follow with a good stretch at the end. As always, please leave me a comment or private message me if you need anything different, or some different suggestions for substitutes for what we're doing. All right, have a great week, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.